morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and today's shout out goes to Jeff the Jeff. Jeff was first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here with a review of another neat new drone. This is the R10 drone. What is the R10 drone? This is an oddball one, folks. You don't see many like this. It's not really a quadcopter because it doesn't have 4 arms, but it does have 4 propellers, so maybe it is a quadcopter. I don't know. But it has 2 arms. It's 2-armed quadcopter with opposing motors on each arm to give upward thrust on each arm to keep it balanced forward and aft. Notice there's a little bit of a distance between the two. That'll give it the moment arm it needs to try to maintain that balance, while it still has a very large moment arm right and left, or distance between the 2 motors, the 2 forces. So let's put it down first for a second here. I want to talk about it a little bit first. Now, this is available in 3 versions, I believe. One with optical flow, which is what I got, and I'll describe what the optical flow is. There's also a version with they call it the 1-camera version, and it's the 2-camera version. And what that is the 1-camera version, you get this camera, and the 2-camera version, you get a well, you get the camera down here either way. But this is the optical flow camera, and the 2-camera version, I believe you can record through the belly, through this optical flow camera on the belly here. In my opinion, folks, I would go for the optical flow version, and I'll be describing that here shortly, why that's the better choice of the 3. Now, again, it's only 2 collapsible arms. One thing about it, this is a toy drone first. I want to stress that first. This is a toy drone, okay? So don't expect performance equal to professional grade drones with this particular drone. You're not going to get it. This is for a beginner flyer to learn how to fly a drone. Okay, that's what this is for. And it just happens to have a camera on it. And I'm going to be describing that camera here shortly too. So now I mentioned it does have optical flow capability. Let's speak about that right now. What optical flow does, folks, this camera looks at the ground beneath the drone, and by looking at the ground it can automatically maintain its position and hover without drifting around. Okay, and this actually does a pretty good job indoors. Okay, I haven't taken this outdoors yet, but flying down in the basement, this held rock steady hover. I was actually pretty impressed by how well this thing hovers. But again, that makes it very easy for beginner pilots to fly. All I do is get it in the air, press the altitude or the automatic takeoff button, and it'll just hold its position there. And you can just leave it throughout the flight, or you can give it slow maneuvers with your controller as you learn how to fly a drone. So that's neat in itself. It does have altitude hold. Again, I mentioned altitude hold. And what altitude hold does is it maintains the vertical position above the ground automatically, so you don't have to monkey around with the throttle to keep the drone in one place vertically in altitude. So this will hold its position using a onboard pressure sensor, a barometer, built into the drone to maintain that. It does have headless mode, so that if you activate headless mode, it doesn't matter which way you point it, the drone will go in one direction. If you push forward on the stick, it will go in the other direction. If you push the opposite direction on the right stick, and again, it doesn't matter the orientation. That's what headless mode is. For this particular drone, headless mode is to help beginners fly, so that if they lose orientation on the drone, they should be able to still bring it back by going forward, back, right, and left until it comes back to their position. It doesn't matter which way the nose is pointed on the drone. And I mentioned it also has 1 key return. Now, what is 1 key return? When this drone takes off, it will remember the direction it was pointed when it took off. If you press 1 key return, it will fly the exact opposite direction that it was pointed when it took off. That does not mean that this is going to return to you and land where it took off from. Okay, if you're off to the right or off to the left of where you took off from, this actually 1 key return could actually make it fly away from you. So keep in mind that all 1 key return does is it remembers the direction that the front of the nose was pointed when you took off, and if you press that button, it's going to, no matter where it's at, it's going to fly the exact opposite direction it was pointed. Again, that is not true return to home and landing, so don't depend on that to bring it home for you, folks. You see that in toy drones. They tend to advertise 1 key return if it's a return to home and landing feature. It is not. Okay, it could get you into troubles if you depend on that. Okay, other things about the drone. It has very bright LEDs in the front here, headlights on this to help maintain orientation. So if you're curious which way it's pointed and you want to bring it back, you turn it until you see those headlights, and then you know that it's pointed toward you, and then you can help bring it back toward you. So that's what those headlights are for on this particular drone. It is powered. The drone is powered by a 3.7 volt 1800 milliamp hour battery. That's a pretty large battery for a toy drone, and that should give you about 12 minutes of flight time. And let's talk about the batteries. This is available in 1, 2, or bundled with 3 batteries. If you intend on keeping this drone and flying it for extended periods, I recommend getting 2 or 3 batteries for it, because you will not be able to buy these separately. I'm telling you that right now. If you want to buy it, if you intend to have extra batteries with this drone, buy it when you purchase the drone, and have it bundled with the drone at purchase. Okay, do not depend on buying extra batteries, because you will likely not be able to find them. The charger for that battery is here. It's a USB type charger with a plug that plugs in to this port right here, and then you plug this into a USB port, such as on your computer or on a wall charger, phone wall charger, and charge it up that way. A little red light lights up on the charger, and when it's fully charged, that red light goes off, extinguishes. Okay, now let's start talking about that camera. First off, this uses, what is the name of that? It uses the Wi-Fi UAV app, okay, available on Google Play and iTunes, to view the video from this drone directly to your phone while the drone is flying. With that app, you can also record the video to your phone. Now that video and photos, it also takes photos, is recorded in not 1080p, it's recorded in 4K resolution. But let's talk about that, folks. This is a toy drone, okay? Don't expect true 4K video from this drone. That video is interpolated from a much lower resolution camera on this drone. I believe the camera's resolution is either 720p or maybe even 480p. It's not very good. Okay, I looked at it. But what it does is it goes from the drone via 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. By the way, 2.4 gigahertz works with just about everybody's phone. You don't need a special phone, or 5 gigahertz phone, 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi phone to use this. This uses old-fashioned 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. But anyways, the video is transmitted to your phone via the Wi-Fi, and then you can view that video on your phone using the app, while that app also simultaneously electronically enlarges the video image along with the photo image, and before that, after it's enlarged, it's stored onto your phone. So what it in effect does is stretches that video, so it looks like the same original poor quality sensor, except at a much larger stretched out resolution. So again, don't expect to get a true 4K camera for the price range what this is going for, folks. Okay, you're not going to get it. Most of the drones that you see advertising 4K in the under $100 range, or even under $150 range, do not have true 4K cameras on board. Instead, it's usually much lower resolution, either being advertised as 4K or being interpolated to 4K using the app for that particular drone. Okay, now let's talk about what comes with this particular drone. You get the drone, you get the batteries, either 1, 2, or 3, depending on what you ordered. You get a manual for the drone, written in English and Chinese, and along with a manual for the app. It's a very basic app written in English or Chinese. I'll demonstrate the app when we fly it. What else do you get? You get the carrying case, which is actually a nice carrying case with this particular drone. That's one of the things I really like about it. It comes with a nice carrying case. And you get the controller. Now let's talk about the controller. With the controller, you get a little phone holder to hold your phone and view the video while you're flying. And then you get these control buttons on this particular controller. They are really not with what these symbols match up. Okay, they're very confusing. This one here looks like it would be either a compass calibration or a headless mode, but it's not. This is for doing flips. This drone can actually do flips. It's a flip button. So when you press it and then push the right stick right or left, the drone will either flip right or flip left. I do not believe this is going to be capable of flipping forward and backward because of small distance between the front and the back motors. So, but I think it does flip right and left. This button here is your rates button. It looks like actually a waypoint button, but it's rates, which means you press it 1, 2, or 3 times, and it changes the amount of pitch on the drone, which changes how fast the drone can fly. So if you want to fly faster, you press this button until you hear 2 beeps or 3 beeps for maximum speed. This button here which looks like it would be a one key takeoff and 1 key landing button, is actually 1 key return button. So you press this button and the drone will fly backwards the direction it was pointed at when it took off. Or if you hold this button down for 2 to 3 seconds, that turns on headless mode or turns off headless mode on the drone if you want to fly in headless mode. And this button down here that looks like a drone is your takeoff and land button. So if you want automatic takeoff, you press this button here and the drone will take off and go into the air, and you press it one more time and it will land. I believe you need to first start the motors first by bringing both sticks down and out to do such. We'll confirm that when we go for our first flight down in the basement. And finally, these buttons here are trim buttons. If the drone is drifting to the left, press this button repeatedly until that drifting stops. And if it drifts to the right, press this button repeatedly until the drifting stops going from the right. And if the drone is drifting forward, you press this button repeatedly to bring it back. Or if the drone is drifting backwards, you press this one forward repeatedly until the drone stops drifting backwards. So that's what you get with the R10. So let's go for a flight, folks, and see how it flies. So I hope you enjoy these flights. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 with a test flight of the R10 drone. Okay, we're out here at Pleasant Ridge Park. Now keep in mind, you can fly this drone indoors and equally as well outdoors. But one thing that you notice here, folks, look at the bottom propellers here. They are very close to the ground. So you are going to need a relatively flat, actually a very flat takeoff surface to prevent these propellers from hitting the grass in this case. Or if you're flying at home, you might want to have a piece of cardboard on the ground to prevent the propellers from hitting carpet if you're flying off of carpet. So keep that in mind for this particular drone. You need a really nice flat surface to take off from. Okay, to start this up, we are going to press the on-off switch on the back until the lights are flashing. And they are flashing, and put it on that flat surface that I got there. Then we're going to turn on the controller. Notice how they're flashing right now. Then we're going to go up and down on the throttle stick, and that binds the controller to the drone. Now, so the controller's seeing the signal, or the drone is seeing the signal from the controller. Next thing we need to do is turn on your phone and connect your Wi-Fi, your 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, to the drone's Wi-Fi signal, and then open the app. And I'm going to do that now, so hold on, folks. Okay, this is the Wi-Fi UAV app from Google Play and iTunes, and all we need to do here is hit start, and we see that we have Wi-Fi FPV reception. Now I'm going to hit record, and the recording has started. Now, first thing I'm going to try is automatic takeoff without starting the motor, so let's press the automatic takeoff button and see if that starts it. Oh, there we go. And let's see how that optical flow sensor is working. Okay, I am not controlling it, folks. It is just hovering by itself. Let's go up a bit higher. Okay, I'm just going to hold it like this. Got a little bit of a breeze from my back. You can see it bouncing in the breeze. But that optical flow system is doing a relatively good job. So let me get into the picture and say, how do you like my jacket today? It's kind of chilly out here, folks. Too chilly to be wearing a, what do you call it, tie-dye. Okay, first thing I want to do is we're going to go up a bit higher and see where that optical flow stops working with this wind. Maybe, hopefully we might even be able to see Lake Erie. So going up slowly. I'm going up slowly, folks, until I see it start to drift. And it's drifting right about there. So coming back down, that's about 15 feet up or so, I'm guessing. I don't know if you saw Lake Erie or not. Okay, it's holding its position again now, so let's rotate slowly. And as we rotate, notice it drifts a little. Okay, coming down, reducing the throttle. It's right overhead. Now, this 4K video again, what you're seeing here, folks, It's not true 4K. Do not expect true 4K in a $20 or $30 drone, $20 to $30 drone. It's just, you're not going to get it. It's interpolated, and that's electronically enlarged is what it's doing. Electronic enlargement of the original, and I believe it's only 720p or 480p video. Pushing forward, doesn't want to go forward into the wind here. I mean, you have to go to higher rate. Pressing second rate. See if that'll fight that wind. And it is. Let's go to third rate. So fighting the wind, and it's only a 6-knot wind, 5, maybe even 4 miles per hour. It's slow. This is the highest rate, folks. Let's come down a little bit lower so you can see this drone. So yeah, this is meant, okay, let's try to do some acrobatics with it. And right now, folks, I want to make sure I got the video that I recorded just now, so I'm going to hit stop recording. And right now, I'm going to get into the picture again. And I'm going to try to take a photo. Let's show the photo options. Go up a bit higher. And one more. Good. There we go. Okay, so see those bright headlights on this? That is how you're going to help maintain your position outdoors if you are flying outdoors. So let's turn it around and go out a bit, and I'll show you. Turning it around, and you keep turning until you see those headlights, and you know it's coming back toward you. Okay, and stopping it there. Now, let's see how maneuverable this is. Not super maneuverable. And the batteries are starting to flash a little. Let's see if I can do a flip while we still got battery power. No, you really have to do the flips early on in the flight, or the battery power is too weak. But let's start that video camera one more time and sync it up. Sync up the cameras. So again, do not expect 4K. It doesn't look too bad, but I'm guessing it's a 720p camera. Okay, I put my hand underneath it there and started to wobble. But it's pretty awesome looking little thing. Again, this is probably meant mainly for indoor flying, folks, okay? In your house, playing around in your house. But you can take it outdoors on a low wind day like I'm doing today to fly it then. Showing its camera. But, okay, let's try one of these advanced things like, what do we got here? These will follow me, but I don't think that's going to work. We'll try it. Following, turned on. Okay. Doesn't see me, so I don't think it's following me. Nope. Okay, how about waypoints? And for waypoints, all you do is slide forward, and it should follow that track. But it's not doing such. Maybe I need to be flying with the app to do it. If you're flying with the controller, these features don't work. Okay, I'm starting to see flashing lights, which means our battery's getting low. I do have a second battery, so we'll try that second battery also. But it gives you a warning when the battery is getting weak. So let's get closer to the pad, because I don't want to land in the grass, because the grass is wet today. Okay, let's push forward. Going up a bit higher. Maybe I better grab that. No, I'm afraid to grab that thing. Because there's no way to grab it safely before it hits the ground. At least I don't see any, because the propellers are right there, see? So I don't see a safe way of grabbing it unless I go like, yeah, I ain't even going to try it. But while we're here, let's go up one more time in recording. We'll go up one more time to see if we can see Lake Erie, which I don't think we'll be able to, but we'll try. Can you see it, folks? And then coming back down again. I'm rotating as it comes down, because I don't want to drift in the wind. Yeah, that battery warning came on early, folks. It seems to have a lot of power. Okay, is it going to the ground? Yeah, that's it. Ain't no more. So that's the flight time that we get out of it. Let me pop a second battery in, folks, and we'll continue on with the flight. So hold on a minute, folks. Okay, for this second flight, we're going to fly it with the phone. And I have the phone connected and the Wi-Fi connected. And the Wi-Fi connects nicely to this. And the app does not need to be restarted in case you're doing such. The app seems to automatically connect, which is good. So starting the video recording. And automatic takeoff is this button here, I believe in the lower left. And I am correct. Let's check its stability. Why did I hit ringtone? Come on, go away. There we go. Okay, how'd that happen again? Okay, first thing I want to try is follow me. Let me get into the picture. Let's see if that works this time. Hitting OK. No. Let me go up a bit higher using the virtual joysticks. Got to be 2 meters away. 2 meters. Okay, I don't see it seeing me. And I don't see it following me, so the follow me does not work. How about that? Waypoints. Let's slide forward this time. There we go. Waypoints works this time. Let's go to a higher rate too. Where are the rates button? I don't see the rates on this, so what I'm going to do is there, and back. So that's its waypoints feature, folks. Goes right, and there it comes back. So not much to see in waypoints. Okay, but let's turn off the waypoint feature and let's try to fly. I am recording. Okay, watch that ringtone keep coming up. Go away. Okay. I don't know why this is doing it, folks, but it's annoying. Oh, I'm hitting the bottom. I see why why that's doing. Let's see if I can flip this upside down. There we go. So that don't happen again. Okay, giving it more throttle on the stick. I'm using my thumbs to fly this, folks. Now, while I'm there, let me sync up the camera. Actually, this flies better with this. This is not too shabby flying it with the controller. Now let's try hand gesture control. The way this is supposed to work is you put your hand up. Oh, there we go. It sees it. Then you move it down, and it follows your hand down. Move your hand up. And it lost my hand. So let's turn it. Oh, Wi-Fi UAV is stopped. So let's hit start again. Give it more throttle. So that feature is kind of iffy. Okay. Next thing is photo control. Okay. Let's try it. There. Took a picture. See if I'll do it again. How about starting video? This is usually the way to start video. No, that didn't work. But you can take pictures with it by going like that. Okay, I lied. Okay, other things you can do with this. Let's try that headless mode. I believe headless mode is this button here in the upper right. Let's push forward. So that's headless mode direction. Now notice, if I turn sideways, let's turn sideways, and I still push forward, it still goes in that direction. It don't matter which direction the drone is pointed. The orientation becomes unimportant. I can rotate while I'm doing this. I can fly backwards. Let's go up a bit higher. Let's hit record. Okay, record. Go up a bit higher and do an up and away. Pushing forward, up and away. So you can do panning shots with it. That's the feature of, that's where headless mode comes into play. Now let me come back down again and let me turn off headless mode. And push forward toward me. Headless mode is turned off. Or is it? Or is it? I'm walking over to it. Push forward. Push it forward on pitch. Doesn't seem to be going forward. So coming back down again. Now those lights are blinking already again. With that in mind, pushing forward. I think headless mode is still on again, so let me hit headless mode and see if that turns it off. Oh, you know what? Let's turn that and then go like that. Turn off these advanced features and see if I got control of it now. Nope, still in headless mode. So headless mode does not turn off once you turn it on, so be careful with that. So we're going to finish off the flight just showing the camera. Again, syncing it up. Again, not true 1080p, but it don't look too shabby. Don't look too great either. So keep in mind, this is a toy drone. Actually, mainly meant for indoor flying in your house. I'm flying it outdoors, showing it can be flown outdoors on low wind days. But a toy, you know, for Christmas. Interesting looking toy, the way it flies. Look at that. Very unusual looking drone. All in all. But it does work. It does fly. It does have advanced features. Let's try that MV here. I believe that you can add music to this. And I'm not going to do that because once I add music, I lose YouTube permission to monetize my video. What they do is YouTube's going to monetize it for themselves. So I'm not going to use that music feature because I'm sure that music has not been properly licensed for use with this app. I found that out the hard way one day, folks. But, oh no, interesting drone. Let's try pulling backward. Okay, going backward. Pushing. Now it's working. I guess when I close that, but it won't go into the wind. Doesn't want to go that way because the wind's coming from that way. So again, really meant for outdoor or indoor flying. And there's the end of the battery. So that's that, folks. Let me close that. Stop the video recording. And give you my final thoughts. Yeah, this is a toy drone, folks. And you should expect it to be a toy drone, especially for the price. Again, not true 4K. Don't expect 4K in a $28, $30 drone. You're not going to get it, okay? Interpolated video at the high resolution. I can see myself there. Actually, dynamic range isn't too bad on this. The way I'm seeing it. Look, there's a sun in my back. Sun in my face. So, which one gives the best? The colors are kind of odd. But, oh no, not too bad toy drone for beginner flyers. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.